Hello everybody. Hope everybody's day and week's going great. We've just been working on this furnace just a little while, and I haven't got a lot done, but did a little bit. A friend of mine brought over a washing machine motor for me. I don't know if I can zoom in there or not so you can read anything. That doesn't look like you can, but I will read it. It is a quarter horsepower, 120 volt. The RPM on it is 1625 and the amps are 3.1. Draws a lot of amps, but it's 1625. Now I'm gonna have to do some math and try to get this up spinning faster. I want it to spin around 3500 with the fan size and what would you call it, volume, pressure. Maybe pressure would be more maybe what I'm saying. The pressure I want is what will help this get real hot. Like I said before, I'm gonna try to make it to where it'll burn steel. I don't even know if I'll ever try, but that's the goal, is try to make everything here to where it get hot enough to burn, or not burn steel, I'm sorry, melt steel. Because if I'm burning anything, it can make it a little hot. So I got to do some math on there, and I want to give a shout out to Daniel. Thank you very much, buddy. He's the same feller that gave me this propane tank when he saw my concerns on the water pressure bladder. Can't remember what they call those things, but on how I thought, you know, if it was going to be thick enough. And by George, this is going to be really thick. But he brought me this, brought me a belt too. I'm not sure if I'll be able to use it because I said I don't know, one, if I can get a pulley the size I'm going to need. So I have to figure out what this even is. I don't know what this is. I think this is probably I don't know, looking at it, it's about a 2-inch. It looks, here, this is 2-inch. Yeah, it's 2-inch pulley. So I did another video, but I don't think I'm gonna upload it because, good God, it's long and I don't know. I just making something different, I guess. But got the little pigtail on it. I did some experimenting on this. We thought possibly that this was a 3-speed, and it doesn't seem to have any speeds to it. I mean, all 3 of these wires seem to carry the same speed, but I did notice that I can't remember which one it was now, which wires. I'll have to play with that again before I really get to putting this together, but one would spin it the other way without anything, and the other one would spin it the other way. So I'm thinking maybe it's a vice versa motor. I mean, it didn't say anything like that. I don't think it says on there. It does say something about a capacitor. I don't know what that means, but whatever. I worked on this burner a little bit. I think we all synced that I'm gonna put this burner nozzle that I'm making in it. I did drill that out. I'm thinking that this might be the size. I can't remember when I drilled it at. 330 seconds. I drilled that hole out to 330 seconds. I'm gonna start there, and the other one was really small, so I can still control the volume of gas going through it a little, but I can't get, I mean, it'll only go so big. So, however, and I did some reading / research on all kinds of different things. You know, I looked in a pipe flow book, all kinds of different things. But I made a little ring, basically a washer cut out. I think that's 1 inch and 7/8. I think is what it is. This is a 2-inch piece of tubing with I believe that's 1 inch 7/8 hole, and basically drilled this out and then narrowed that down and put it, it looks to be about maybe a quarter, maybe not quite a quarter inch away from this nozzle here. And the whole thought behind this is air flowing down the pipe straight will just push right through. Now granted, the gas will get in there as the air is going through. It will mix with the air and come out here. But if you've been following me, I've been talking about a pre-mix, is what I'm calling it, and an after mix, and that's what I'm calling it. Right at this moment, I'm doing an after mix. And I got to thinking about what I think this ring will do. Cut it down shorter. I believe this ring will create a vacuum, or a little partial vacuum. So when the air hits this and goes past the littler hole, it should create a little vacuum here. So it should pull back in on itself. And then with this air being there, it should be a massive, I'm not assuming, but a massive turmoil right here. I mean, it'd be super fast, but then it'll mix this up, because I mean, this short piece of pipe, so it should mix up that air real good in there. I'm thinking, kind of think of it like a river with no obstructions. It's going through, it's all smooth. Then stick a log in there or a rock in there, and it starts doing little back eddies and so forth. So that's kind of my thought on that. Well, my description on that. Reading through things, I believe that's what that'll do, is it'll do that and help mix up. Here's kind of the start of the stand. Kind of basing it off this motor, and then thinking, what other kind of motor would I get if this one doesn't work? So at the moment, I'm just going to turn around and take this thing. I don't need, we can lay that down. At the moment, I don't, well, I don't know where I was going, but I might mount it here. Well, I might mount it on the back side, but I might mount it here. Looking at it, this pulley, if it comes up, it'll just catch. So I'll probably mount it on the other side, but something similar. And then I'm debating also about building a box right here and putting, we talked about putting a gas solenoid, I think. If not, I'll go through that real quick. On gas furnaces and so forth, they have these little safety solenoids. So when the power goes out, the solenoid shuts down and shuts the gas off to your furnace so it doesn't blow, keep running gas. I'm thinking about, in fact, Daniel said that he thinks that he has a gas stove or something with one of those gas solenoids on it. So, there again, I might not have to buy one. But I was, so that way, when I hit the light switch, because I'm just going to put a light switch in here to turn this on and off. If I build a box, run my gas, be able to turn my valve, open my air thingy, be able to turn on and off the light switch, which in turn will turn the gas solenoid on and the fan on. So when I shut off the light switch, because I'm going to run it, if I can figure out how to do it, I'm going to run it so that when the light switch goes off, it unpowers this, which will shut off the gas and shut that off. So when I'm burning this stuff, I don't have to go through all the settings all the time. By turning down the gas and so forth, I'll just be able to hit the switch. It'll shut everything down. This won't be as violent here, still be hotter and holy mackerel, but I'll be able to grab that and then should be able to hit the light switch, and it should be hot enough to light it back up. And if not, I'll just relight it, but everything would be set. So I'm going to do that little switch, and then I'm also going to make that a little bigger. And the reason I'm thinking is because we talked about, or I talked about making this with a diesel, making a diesel burner. And I don't know which would be cheaper. I kind of follow a couple different people that do different things, and I don't know, one, diesel would be definitely real easy to get. Plus, if I change the oil in my car, I should be able to maybe mix a little oil in it. But I'll make it in the same burner. So this burner will have a diesel end in it. I'm thinking. So I should be able to light my propane. My propane to be lighting it up. When it gets hot, should be able to hit the switch to hit my pump to start pushing diesel through, and then turn the propane off. Or that's the thought. But I'm on this. Here's a bearing that I put in. I already ran into a problem, so now don't do it like this. There is some flexible movement in here, so I'm thinking I'm gonna have to go through this angle iron and put it, make a new one. I'm gonna probably have to make a new one of these, or not new one of these, but new one of these. Which really kind of, isn't that bad. I just got to drill a couple holes, and put a couple pieces of angle iron in it. And then, of course, I didn't think about this so I should have made that a little longer, because this piece could actually, fit in there. So I'll have to put that like that, and then I'll have to do some sort of notchy thingy in here probably so I can get to that oil. Or maybe use an angle iron here and see if that strengthens that up. But then on how I don't quite like how I'm building this frame, but I think because I don't know how well this is going to work. I don't know if I'll ever have to change motors out or anything, so I'm trying to. I measured the fan over here on this chicken plucker to see how big it was, to see, kind of make an in-between between that / everything I might have to do it. Hey, drop. And yeah, I could have probably used that motor off the chicken plucker, but it did come from, I don't know if I mentioned it, but it came from like a furnace. So they got the big squirrel cages on there, and that sits inside the squirrel cage, and as the squirrel cage turns, it draws air over the motor, which will cool it. And this one, it wouldn't cool it, so it probably wouldn't last that long. And with this motor, it has a fan right on it, so it's already drawing air and moving air. But so I'm gonna try. I don't know when I'm gonna work on it again, but I gotta take, like I said, some angle iron and build this up so it doesn't have this, because I don't know if you can see it. I mean, granted, I don't have it welded yet, but I can see even the angle iron flexing a little, I think. I don't know. It's still going to flex, I believe, no matter what. I don't think that'll be strong enough. So like I said, I'm going to have to put some angle iron in there. But here it is so far. I don't know what you guys are thinking of it so far. But, yeah. I guess I should have had it kind of put together, and then you could have seen it together. I did have another problem. I made something. There's one at least. Made this thing. It was out of that square or rectangular tubing, because I mean it's tubing, I guess. And they just sit on this like this. Now I think I have to shove them in a little ways. I can't remember how far. For these latches, that fits there, and then the other one fits right on there. For the most part, I might have to shim it a little bit. It fits there. And the problem I found is, first was going to have the gas come straight out and then run down the fan, and I never thought of that. So if the gas comes out, I'd have to run it a long ways away to unhook it, and I want to keep it as tight as possible, so I'll probably have to turn the gas down just a little bit, and then run it just a little lower instead of up in the middle. Have to run it just a little lower, which isn't a great big deal. But there it is. I don't know if this is nifty or not. I'm really liking it. I'm getting kind of excited about getting it running, but I don't know. I don't know how much longer. I said I don't know if I'm gonna work on it today. I got quite a bit of different things I got to do, but I know putting a few things doesn't take very hard. It doesn't look like it takes very long, but this, I put in a lot of time just trying to figure it out as I go. So that's why it seems to take so long. I mean, to you it doesn't, I expect, but to me it does. I mean, I think I've been working on this for, what, month, 2 months now? you know, or more, and it should have just went together in a per se if you look at it. If I wrote down everything, measured everything, blah blah blah, and a man had the material, well, this might take a little longer. It'd probably take 2 days to put together if I was able to, you know, follow a good plan. But like I said, here we go. I'm gonna make some tabs for this thing so it can bolt into there. I got to do some math on this to figure out how big a pulley I need there and how big a pulley I need up on the shaft. And I'm hoping that a 1/8 horsepower work, or isn't that what I said it was? No, a quarter. We'll find out. If it worked in a washing machine, I don't know why it wouldn't work in here, but we'll find out. That's really all I want to say, guys. Drop says, thanks for watching. I say thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Subscribe.